Imagine a creature so fundamentally absolute that the entire fabric of reality literally bends around it without leaving a single scratch. Venominaga, the undisputed sovereign of the Ophidian underworld. Long before modern boss monsters started packing multi-layered protective walls, this serpentine matriarch introduced a terrifying concept to the universe: absolute, unadulterated card immunity. She doesn't care about your spells, your traps, or your fancy monster effects. To her, they're nothing more than minor environmental annoyances. If you want to talk about a true apex predator in the lore of duel monsters, she is the gold standard of terrifying finality. Venominaga exhibits a bizarre, multi-serpentine morphology that shifts the classic Gorgon archetype into something far more biologically unsettling. Her upper torso displays a pale, statuesque grey skin, capped with a stylized golden cowl and a mask featuring a singular, ominous green eye, giving her the vibe of an ancient, alien pharaoh. Instead of keratinous hair, her cranium erupts into a chaotic nest of writhing black vipers. But the real kicker is her appendicular structure. She doesn't have human arms. Instead, her upper limbs terminate directly into two fully formed, colossal snake heads with gaping jaws and luminescent red eyes. Talk about having a venomous reach. It's an evolutionary nightmare where her very limbs are autonomous delivery systems for lethal toxins. This terrifying upper half seamlessly coils down into a massive, heavily scaled caudal section with a deep blue dorsal hue and contrasting amber belly plates, emphasizing her immense physical mass. Venominaga doesn't just inhabit an ecosystem, she commands its biochemical decay. Her domain is the infamous Venom Swamp, a subterranean mire so hypertoxic that outsiders literally dissolve into sludge just by breathing the air. The lore scattered across various cards tells a pretty grim story. Remember that poor explorer from Snake Rain? He wandered into these forgotten wetlands only to get utterly ambushed. By the time we see him in Snake Deity's command, he's been completely brought to his knees, face to face with this ruling deity. But here's the cosmic catch: Venominaga isn't just sitting around waiting for visitors. She exists in a dormant state of divine slumber. To manifest her physical form into reality, a literal blood sacrifice must transpire. Her consort and vanguard, Venominaga, the king of poisonous snakes, must be violently destroyed. This catastrophic event triggers the rise of the snake deity, a ritualistic ecstasis where she bursts forth from the collective agony of her species, shedding her mortal coil, quite literally, to assume her rightful throne. Her conceptual roots are a fascinating cocktail of mythology and cold, hard biology. Obviously, her name draws from the Nagas of Hindu and Buddhist traditions, divine semi-serpentine entities capable of immense grace and devastating wrath. But her mechanics mirror real-world Ophidian science with terrifying precision. Consider her infamous alternate win condition. Every time she strikes, she injects a hypervenom counter. Accumulate 3, and the game is instantly over. This isn't just a gimmick, it perfectly simulates the progressive physiological collapse caused by severe hemotoxic or neurotoxic venoms. One strike compromises your defenses, the second causes systemic failure, and the third induces absolute biological cessation. Furthermore, her ability to resurrect herself by banishing other reptiles from the underworld acts as a brilliant, twisted metaphor for reincarnation combined with a snake shedding its skin to renew its vitality. When you analyze her relationship with the rest of the reptile domain, she sits at the absolute pinnacle of a dark theological hierarchy. While cards like the Reptiliannes lean into a more tragic, cursed mythological aesthetic, Venominaga represents pure, uncompromised divine authority. How does she actually generate her infinite physical power? Her strength scales directly with the number of reptiles rotting in the graveyard. This implies a highly necromantic relationship with her own subjects. Venominaga doesn't love her followers, she digests their spiritual essence. Talk about a toxic relationship. She is a cosmic siphon, absorbing the post-mortem energy of every slithering creature that perishes in her swamp to bloat her own physical mass. When you lose to her triple strike venom condition, she isn't just reducing your life points to 0. She is completely dissolving your metaphysical presence within the game world, erasing you from cosmic existence. Bit of trivia: Venominaga's design is clearly inspired by the Gorgons from Fire Emblem: The Sacred Stones, as both have snake mouths for hands.